Whenever I tell people I'm an actor living in Australia, the first thing they ask isn't what shows have you been in or do you love it there? It's always, how on earth do you make money doing that? Like, there's no way I'm able to pay my rent without pulling in extra shifts working as a barista. And honestly, fair enough, because acting gigs, they're not constant and life as a YouTuber is an absolute roller coaster. But here's the thing that no one really tells you. Making a living as a creator is really messy. It doesn't look like one neat, stable monthly paycheck. So today I'm breaking down exactly how I make my money as a creator and actor living in Australia and the messy stuff that no one really tells you. Let's get into it. So the first income source that I have is my acting work. I think we all know the cliche of an actor's life where you are a struggling actor for the first 5, 10, 15, 20 years, even more. And then, one day you get one big job and it's smooth sailing from that. Well, that is a bit of a myth. I know quite a few actors who have been, lead role in the West End. They've played lead part in TV shows and movies. And once they finish that project, the phone doesn't start ringing again. No, it can literally go quiet for months, even years, even if you've had a massive acting job. But the three main areas I make my money as an actor are in presenting gigs. So I've done work, playing an American or playing a British student, walking, university students through the rules of their new campus, for example, jobs like that. They are a nice, steady income stream, especially if you've got a client who, you become friends with, because the big thing they tell you in the industry is what's more important than you being a talented and skilled actor is being just a generally good and kind person, because if you're not that, no one is going to want to work with you no matter how talented you are. The next income stream I have is theatre, commercials and TV show spots. Again, very competitive. It's easier to have an agent, especially in Australia, to get these sorts of gigs, but you can be a freelance, have no agent. You do kind of have to fight for these jobs. You have to make sure you nail these auditions because there will be someone better for the role if you don't work hard enough. And the third income stream is voiceover, which is very lucrative. Even in this world with loads of, AI voiceover services, companies still want real humans to give an authentic performance of, a character or a commercial or, a radio plug. I sadly decided to do freelancing on freelance websites for the first couple of years. I was doing voiceover work and I was getting paid absolute peanuts. And then I took a brilliant voiceover course that taught me the whole business side of it and realized I could charge so much more. So while again, this voiceover work is inconsistent, it is far more stable and regular than the other areas, and you make a nice bit of money, which you can do at home, providing you've got a home studio. No matter what part of the timeline you're on, it's hard to get work. So unless you have a trust fund or you've made it to that Hollywood A-lister level, which you can still fall from, then you need another income stream. Now, it's really important to say that as someone building an acting career and a YouTube channel whilst living in Australia, it's not just important to have an online presence, it's essential. And while social media is great, a website is where people go to see who you are, what you do, and whether they can trust you. The problem is, .com domain names are saturated. Most of the good ones are gone, or you have to stick random numbers and hyphens at the end of it just to make it work. For example, my website, I wanted the domain name to be samford.com. Nice and simple. But of course, this was taken. So I had to whack official at the end of it. Had I known a different domain was available, it might have been a different story. So honestly, that's why I would recommend picking .online. It's the world's second largest new domain extension and already trusted by over 3.5 million businesses worldwide. And obviously, because the word online is searched more than 500 million times a month, it's highly discoverable and SEO friendly. Great. The best part is the inventory is wide open. Say you want hellosam.com. That's what I want. Chances are it's already taken. But hellosam.online is much more likely to be available. Oh look, it is available. So you don't have to tweak your brand name or pay a fortune. And it works for everyone. Freelancers, small businesses, professional services, it's completely industry agnostic. Just look at radiate.online, a women-owned kombucha business in Miami, or even global stars like maluma.online. And for a limited time, you can grab your own .online domain name for only 99 cents for your first year using my code SAM at get.online/SAM1. The link's also down in the description and the pinned comment. Right, my next income stream is from making YouTube and content like you're watching now. Now, there's many ways you can get paid as a content creator, but my three main ones currently are from AdSense, which is small, steady, It forms the baseline. I also get paid from sponsorships and brand deals. These can be a little bit unpredictable unless you're actively pitching, which, you know, I try to do a bit more, but you know, they are good for money. I'm not gonna lie, they're very nice. And the last one is having something like Patreon or YouTube memberships where someone can, you know, support you financially in exchange for, you know, exclusive content or a warm fuzzy feeling in their body. Now I have to admit, I sometimes wish that, you know, you didn't have to have all these income streams to make it as a content creator, but sadly views alone are not going to pay the rent and bills entirely. You do need other income streams because, you know, one month you just might not be making content that people are interested in watching. That's the brutal reality. It's kind of like show business. It's kind of like being an actor. You can suddenly be the hottest person and everyone wants to work with you, and then next year not so much. So that's why I have 3 income streams to begin with, you know, just to have some sort of security. But the thing I absolutely love doing the most is Patreon. It means I can talk to you a bit more personally. And this isn't an ad for my Patreon, by the way. Only subscribe to it if, you know, any of those things sound interesting. But on it, I make, you know, exclusive videos. I do little behind the scenes vlogs. I can do updates and polls. I can be a bit more brutally honest on Patreon as well. So it's good fun, and it's really cool having more of a personal connection to you that's not just in the YouTube comments. And it's funny, people just assume that if you're a YouTuber, you're just making fun videos. Now, is it easier than a 9 to 5? 100%. I'd much rather do this than, you know, go work that retail job or that call center job in London that I was absolutely miserable doing. But there is a huge amount of work that goes into it. Sometimes it can turn into a full-time job, but I love it, so I'm happy. Now the thing is, I trained as an actor, but I was never taught how to piece income streams together to actually make this dream possible. And at first I thought that doing YouTube meant that I was failing as an actor. But the beautiful truth is that YouTube has actually given me the freedom to be an actor. While it is a lot of hard working hours as a YouTuber, it is not 40 hours a week like it would be at a corporate 9 to 5 job. And I have more time on my hands to spend at acting classes, practicing my craft, going to auditions, marketing myself as an actor. It's beautiful. Whereas if I became a 9 to 5er, I probably would have had to give up acting, which would have been really sad, especially only at 27. But the thing is, I still feel insecure when telling people how I make money because, you know, it doesn't look like a neat 9 to 5 example. But it does work, and it's how I can afford to live in Australia while chasing my acting goals and doing YouTube, and, you know, how I avoid having to pull pints in a pub back in London. So if you've got people in your life telling you you can't chase that dream, well, they're wrong, because there are ways around it. Yes, it will be hard work. Yes, you will need probably multiple income streams, but you can do it, and you can live a happy life doing it too. And the third income stream is side streams and creative work. Basically a hodgepodge of a few different things, right? So the first one is doing freelance video editing. This is what I particularly did when I was back in London after I finished my acting job in Japan. I would freelance video edit for big YouTubers, much bigger than me at the time when I had my 300 subscribers. And, you know, I would get paid a certain fee. I think I was getting paid $275 to $300 US per video. Bear in mind, to begin with, it would take me 2 or 3 days to edit one video, so it wasn't the most money, but I slowly worked up my pricing, and the thing is, I fell out of love with this very quickly. At the end of the day, although I was able to work from home and do freelance, I was working 9, 10, 11-hour days. It just became another 9 to 5 job for me. I was just at home and I could use my own kettle to make a cup of tea. But thankfully my YouTube and acting income has increased over the last year, and I haven't needed to do freelance video editing recently. So it is a fallback option that I can fall back on. I have one client in particular who was a brilliant guy, and he would have me back in a heartbeat, he said, which is, you know, which is nice. Also, if you were interested on how I got to about $3,000 US a month from freelance video editing alone, I made a video all about that. I'll put the little card link up there. The next hodgepodge job is affiliate links. So if you go into the description below, you'll notice that I've got affiliate links to my camera gear. And basically what happens is when you click one of those affiliate links, it'll take you to the Amazon page. If you decide to buy the product, great, you don't pay any more for it, but I get a very small percentage of that as commission for basically advertising the product. And you've probably heard about this before. Lots of influencers do it. The trick here is the affiliate links have to be relevant to your audience. And I must be honest, I make a tiny amount of money from this. I hardly make any money from it, but when I do get paid from it, it's a nice little surprise. The unglamorous truth is most creators survive because of these hodgepodge income streams that are completely unpredictable, but you add them all up together, you get some semblance of stability. Still not guaranteed though, because it could all fall through the next day. But I feel like in this video, I haven't talked enough about how Australia has completely affected my income for the better. So if you want to see the bigger picture of how Australia has completely changed my life, go watch this video here. I'll see you over there. Thank you for watching to the end and see you in the next one. Bye.